Hi guys, Michelle Emma here. So we are going to discuss the iliotibial bands today, otherwise known as the ITB band. The IT band starts right from the top of the hip and it goes all the way down the side of the leg and it actually crosses over the knee right into the top of the shin bone. And this ITB band solely relies on a lot of glute strength. So sometimes when our glutes are a little bit on the weaker side, our ITB band takes on more pressure, ending up getting inflamed, tightened, and having a tight ITB band causes a lot of pain from the hip to the knee and anywhere in between. So it doesn't have to be the whole side, it's just different points along that ITB band. And the general case is our gluteus maximus, which is the main part of our bum, tends to be strong, but then our gluteus medius and our gluteus minimus tend to be a lot weaker, causing a lot of pressure on that ITB band. So in today's little quick session, I'm going to be giving you 6 little exercises mixed with stretches for you to do to help relieve that ITB band, which you probably will experience quite a bit of if you are a runner, if your hips have been under a lot of pressure, if your glutes are feeling really, really weak and you need to strengthen them, and just maybe you wake up in the morning and it's a once-off thing. But either way, these stretches and exercises are going to help relieve you. So there's going to be 2 things that you need. You need your loop band or a flex band that you can tie in half, and your roller, foam roller. The nice long ones are probably the best ones. And if you do have a foam roller that has those big knobs on it, it could actually work a lot better because it digs a little bit deeper. But if that's too sore, then go back to the now squishy roller. So we're going to start off with rolling that ITB. So all you're going to do is lay down on your side. You want to be on the forearm to get it comfortable. Now, if you feel brave enough, you're going to have both legs up like so. And then you're just going to slightly lean forward and you're going from that hip all the way to the top of the knee. And you can actually feel like you can start straight off, and as you roll down, you roll slightly forward, and that follows your ITB band all the way down to the knee. So it's just basically releasing that tension, telling it to relax and say, okay, you don't need to do the work. If this is excruciating and you can't bear it, then put the top foot down and just roll back and forth. Completely up to you, and you can play around with it. If you roll forward and you feel like it's a little bit tighter there, then stick to that position. And if that's super sore, roll to the back, take the pressure off a little bit. You choose, but you're just going to roll each side for 1 minute, taking deep breaths in, deep breaths out. It's actually quite entertaining watching some of my clients do this in group class because it is excruciating for some, and then for some it feels like nothing. And it's not to say that if you feel nothing, you're doing a good job. It's just to say that if you feel nothing, that's, you know, maybe you haven't run that day, or maybe other muscles are working. So it's not a bad thing. Okay, when you've had enough of that leg, if a minute was enough for you, you're going to rock it over to the other side. So again, you're going to come down onto the forearm, right at the hip, and then you're just going to roll to the top of that knee. Play around with it and go for another minute. The roller definitely does not behave. It rolls away from you. So you're going to have to move it every now and then back into position. I can actually just feel every bit of muscle separating here. It's massaging. It's like getting a deep tissue massage for free. Lean. If you're feeling more pain in your hip, then you want to concentrate a little bit higher by that hip. If you're feeling more pain by the knee, then you want to obviously go lower on that band. Just another 20 seconds. Breathe through it. If you find a really tight spot, you're just going to hold it in that spot. Breathe through it till it feels like it relaxes, and then you're going to carry on. So if you're really struggling with your ITB and your hip or knee pain, then try and do this once a day. Do this whole little sequence once a day. And you'll see that this rolling expedition actually starts to feel a lot better. So you're going to release it and relax it and just move the roller to the side. Okay, the next one I want you to do, you're going to grab your loop band or flex band, and we're going to lay all the way flat down on the back. So we're going to start off with right foot in the band, stretching it up towards the ceiling, and then stretch that left foot straight down, pull the toes down. Just start off with the hammy stretch. So you want to get that hammy to stretch first, because when you take the leg over to the side, if that hammy is a little bit too tight, you're going to end up pulling something or hurting something. So you're going to point your toes up and flex it down, point it up, flex it down, 2, flex it down, 1, flex it down. Don't lose your band. You're going to hold the band here. Now hold it with the left hand only. Drop your right leg down. Now you got to think of your hips as 2 beautiful weights that cannot move, and you're just taking your right leg towards the left side. But it's not about going all the way down. It's about keeping your hips still and then pulling that right foot towards the left ear. And just imagine someone's pushing that right hip down. Nothing is moving, and then it's really going to give you those tingles. You want to aggravate it a little bit more in a good way. Pull the toes down, push the heels up. It's amazing how that little movement changes everything. Just breathe. Try to get it a little bit closer. You'll feel that it does start to ease. Then you're going to have to go deeper into that stretch. And then bring it all the way back to the center. Swap it over to the other side. So if you can last for a minute, then just hold it for a minute. First, just release that hamstring. You're going to point the toes, flex, don't lose your band, point and flex, like that, and flex. I'm going to blame the cream on my feet. Then you're going to keep it flexed, hold it flexed. Grab it with your right hand, drop your left hand down. Now you're pulling your tummy in, keeping your hips level, and then just take that left foot to the right side. And what you will feel is that one side is generally tighter than the other. So the side that you're experiencing that pain, so if it's your left hip, that's going to be the more painful side to stretch. Make sure that foot is flexed. Push that heel a little bit further away from you. Challenge yourself and pull that left big toe to the right ear. Give it one more little pull. And then release it, relax it. Now, the next few are exercises, not stretches. So what we're actually doing in these exercises is we're working that glute minimus and that glute maximus that I spoke about. So you're going to roll onto your side, glute minimus, maximus, and medius, but mainly the medius and the minimus. So from this position, you're going to stay lying down on that arm. I'd say go flat down. Bring your shins in line with the front of the mat to start off with, to get into the right position. But then you're just going to take your feet back slightly so your knees are at a 45 degree. So now I like to actually do this leaning against a wall so your hips don't shift. You're going to breathe in, exhale, keep the hips where they are, and then just try to rotate that top knee up and then inhale down. You're going to exhale, lift, and inhale down. So now by doing these exercises, you're actually going to be working that minimus and medius, and it's going to start allowing that IT band to let off a little bit of tension. These two muscles are really attached right at the bottom of the back. So again, if those two muscles are strengthened, then the rest of your body is obviously going to be holding in the right place. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hold that top leg up and just keep it there. No pulses, nothing funny. Just keep the tummy nice and tight. Hold. You should feel a little bit of a burning in that thigh, a little bit of a burning in that side of your bum. 3, 2, 1, and then release it and relax it down. Now you're going to move both shins in line with the front of the mat again, and this time you're going to extend the top leg, keep the foot in line with the top hip, and you're going to flex the foot. We're going to work those two muscles again. So we're going to inhale, drop, exhale, lift. If you ever want to make any of these exercises a little bit harder, then add a resistance band on, add an ankle weight on, add any kind of resistance to make you work harder, but make sure that your form is correct. So that's tummy tight, ribs up. We've got 4, we've got 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to lift that leg up and pulse it up. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then release it and relax it. Now, if those feel way too easy for you, then you're going to do another set and then another set until you do start to feel it a little bit down the side of your bum. Now, the last 2 are stretches. You're going to extend both of your legs out like so. You're flexing the foot. So now, obviously, the IT band goes from the hip all the way down across to the knee. So we need to reverse it because it's tense, it's pulling. So you're just going to put the top hand on the mat. You're going to lift the top leg up. You're going to take the top leg back and then just drop it down. Now, what you will feel is a little bit of a pull in the hip here, right where that ITB band actually starts, and it's going to release. So we've reversed the movement. So we're forcing the body to have no pressure in that band whatsoever. And you can actually turn your toes down a little bit and the heel goes up. So it stretches it even more, and just hold. Relax the head and hold it there for a good 30 seconds. You might not feel anything, which is a good sign. If you think about it, it's like having your hips in the same position throughout the whole day. So what we're doing is we're just reversing that position of your hips to make your body feel a little bit more comfortable and to work more of one muscle rather than the muscle that's straining. And then let's just release it and relax it. You're going to push yourself up. Before you do the last thing, I want you to do everything again, but on the other side. So we're going to roll over onto the arm. You're going to bring the shins in line with the front of the mat. Move the feet slightly back so that your knees are at 45 degrees. Relax your head, hand on hip, point the toes, and you're going to exhale, open. Again, be careful not to roll back with those hips. We're going to lift and inhale, lower. Exhale, open, and inhale, lower. Exhale, open, lower. If you're not doing it against a wall, you can just put your hand behind your hips and feel that they are still stacked on top of each other. You've got 5, push into the feet, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, no pulses. You're just going to hold. Keep it there. Keep the tummy nice and tight. I say no pulses because all my clients are so used to me saying and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Relax it. Move the shins in line with the front of the mat. You're going to extend the top leg in line with the hip. Flex the foot, hand on hip. Squeeze your core in, and you're going to inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Working those 2 little side bum muscles again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it up. Not too high, little pulses, because if you go too high, it's going to go into your obliques. We don't want that. We just want that minimus and medius taking action. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. And then release it and relax. If you did 2 sets on the other side, do 2 sets on this side. Then you're going to extend your legs down for that nice little stretch. Flex your feet. Put your hand on the mat for support. So let's reverse that ITB. You're going to lift it up, take the leg back, and then drop the leg down. Rotate the toes so the toes are touching. Now I can feel this ITB band is so much tighter than the other one. I can literally feel it wrapping all the way around the hip here. So what it's doing is that's the band releasing. That's what you're feeling. Relax your head. Just kind of breathe into it and hold it for 30 seconds. Even if you don't have a problem with your ITB band, it's still good to stretch it and release it. Sometimes prevention is better than cure. Release it. Okay, so we've done our 5 little things now. I want you to come on to your last one. So you're going to come to standing for this one. And I'm just going to show you my hips and below so that you can see what's going on. You're going to take your left foot and place it over the right foot. Bend your left knee so that you're keeping your right leg straight, left leg bent. Hands go alongside the body. You scoop your tummy in and you do your nice little Pilates roll down and go to where you can go. Now, if you feel strain in your back, you might need to lean on something, so that's absolutely fine. Or if you can actually reach down to touch the floor, that's even better. Now watch me. You see how my bum's going backwards? I want you to crawl the hands forward so your hips are over the ankles. Drop down, relax the neck, relax the shoulders, push that right knee away and bend your left. Now this is actually stretching your right ITB band. If you want to increase the stretch and you're touching the floor, then walk your hands over to the left side. Bring it all the way back to the center. Walk it over to the right side. So same legs, the right leg is still straight, left leg is still bent. You're just walking those hands to the right side. If you're not touching your toes or touching the floor though, these side twists are probably not going to work for you. So just resort going back to the first stretch where you just hold it in the center. So you're all going to come back to the center, you squeeze your tummy and you roll yourself up. Try to keep your balance, engage your core, lift it up. Now you're going to swap it over. So we're going to take the right foot over the left, bend your right knee. I can already feel it pulling in my tight left side here. I'm going to scoop the tummy in and roll all the way down. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Remember, walk the hands a little bit further forward. Bend your right knee, straighten your left. Walk your hands to the right side first this time. Get a nice little twist. Really pushing that left leg away from you. Right knee bends. Then walk it over to the left side. Try not lose the position of your legs. And try to keep your feet flat. And then walk it all the way back to the center. You're going to take a deep breath in. Pull the belly button to spine and roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Let the blood rush to the rest of the body. and then release. So that is your little ITB band sequence that you can do if you're really struggling. It might be worth it if you are a runner, you're not struggling with it, but just to prevent it, do 1 or 2 of these stretches. I hope it makes you feel better, guys. Enjoy.